Welcome to the Battle Beast podcast. We are, of course, the Invincible podcast, probably the best superhero podcast in the universe. And it is Invincible month, probably the craziest Invincible week of our lives. And we've got so much Invincible to talk about. Starting with, of course, the latest issue of Battle Beast issue 7. We've got the latest Invincible news, a bunch of listener emails, all coming at you with me, one of your hosts, Ryan, joined by Wyatt.
Hey guys.
TJ.
Fuck Invincible. We're back with Battle Beast. Let's go.
And Bill.
Yeah. Hi everybody. I fucking miss that intro. Fuck, man, I'm pumped.
Right? Oh man. I was thinking about it. Like the amount of stuff we're releasing this week, the amount of Invincible that is out there this week. We have the launch of 3 episodes of the Invincible animated series on the same day as an Invincible comic book with Battle Beast. Like, this is insane. So much going on.
But it feels right. Like I almost enjoyed that. Like, there was a conversation amongst all of us of like, should we wait and do this a little later after the premiere of the show? Everyone's talking about the show right now, rightfully so. It's incredible. Go watch episodes 1 through 3 if you haven't. Of course, go watch our breakdowns for it. But it almost feels right to be like, to just return back to the roots of the podcast. Of we got a new issue in the Invincible universe. We're going to break down this comic and talk all about it. And it's like, let's appreciate this part too. Let's not all about the show. Nobody forget about Battle Beast and all these cool new comics coming out.
And with everything going on, we actually kind of, clean things up a bit. Now our episode breakdowns are a little bit tighter. We're kind of saving the news for these like more traditional episodes of the podcast where we're covering whether it's the latest issue or the latest big Invincible news. So that's why if there's been any, news over the last month, we're saving it for this. We're not talking about that in the episode breakdowns for the show. We're trying to keep those a bit tighter because those can get pretty long. So here we are. We've got a lot to talk about, like I said. Remember, you can email us at... What's up, Bill?
I was just gonna say, you know what else is pretty tight, but that ends up pretty long as well.
We're not there yet.
We're almost there.
We're not even on page 1 yet. You can't jump to page 2.
We're not even to page 1. We're on the cover. We got some housekeeping. Email us to talk all about what at theinvinciblepodcast@gmail.com. Let us know what you think. Subscribe to us over on YouTube. We appreciate the thumbs up. You can now become a member over on YouTube to help support the show. There's a couple of ways to do it. We prefer or we recommend not doing it through iPhone. They charge a little bit extra, but there's a couple different tiers. There's like badges, emojis, all that kind of stuff. Ultimately, it ends up helping us in a few ways just with the cost of running it. But we're considering throwing like longer versions of our episode reacts on there. But it's just great to see everybody joining, and shout out to our newest members. We got Fig Geeky and Vincent Kandari. So thanks, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Some of the latest stuff we've been doing, because excuse me, this is our 10-year. I mean, this is our first Battle Beast episode. We are in our 10-year anniversary, so we've been trying to do a whole bunch of fun stuff. We kicked it off with our Hot Ones Part 2. The guys, minus me, did the Hot Ones challenge, asked a bunch of questions about Invincible and life, and had a great time with it. So check that one out. We're doing the weekly collectible Invincible mini episodes, where I'm talking about some of the random Invincible merch that I've got in my collection and the stories attached to those. Those are releasing weekly on, I think I'm doing those on Mondays, Tuesdays. Maybe it's Tuesdays. Either way, there's 2 of them out now as of this recording. There's more coming. Of course, we've got all of the season 4 content with your reactions, the episode breakdowns, and more. And then last but certainly not least, very soon, if you're hearing this upon release, we've got Meanwhile in Midnight City, a ongoing 6-part Invincible role-playing game campaign that we're playing with writer and designer Adam Bradford from the Invincible RPG. And so far, we're having an absolute blast with that. Hope everybody goes and checks that out and gives it a shot, because I think there's something special there.
100%.
All right. We're going to go right into the Invincible news. So first up, it's been a couple weeks, but Alan was added to Invincible Versus.
He's finally here. This is the one that, like, anytime they announced Lucan or Anissa, you're like, okay, but like Alan is a main character. Like, are we gonna just confirm that's one of the slots? So now it's nice to know that he's in it. Yeah, gameplay looks really exciting. He looks great in it. Like, all the stages that he kind of showed off as well in his like gameplay stuff. We did talk about how like it's a little jarring hearing the voice and it not being Seth Rogen, right? Because it's
Yeah.
you find somebody who can kind of do a Seth Rogen. So it was a little off-putting at first when I heard it in the trailer. But going back to the trailer a couple times and watching it, and I was watching their like fighter spotlight or their breakdown where they talked about the moves. I very quickly, I think, got used to that voice, and I think once you jump into the game, it'll be fine. I think.
Yeah, you're hearing a lot of it all at once when you're seeing it in the trailer, so it was extra noticeable. I think when you're hearing it mixed with a bunch of other characters, you're tagging him out, he comes back in. I'm sure after a while you get used to it. But yeah, it was the first voice so far that I was like, oh, that's not the actual voice.
Yeah.
Whereas the other ones, they've knocked him out of the park, I think, especially Powerplex, who's on screen now. That whoever they got to voice Powerplex is perfect. But yeah, his powers look great. I'm hoping they give him the the purplish reddish outfit as well. I like having that as an alternate skin.
His original, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that'd be neat. So yeah, they also announced with Alan that there was going to be another open beta. Now this is open to everybody. It goes from April 9th to April 11th. It's going to include, I believe it's 10 fighters. Everyone that were able to play with in the last beta, but adding Alan and a couple removed from the last beta, like Cecil.
Mm-hmm.
So interesting to see this stage. We are going to have some new arenas that we haven't played in, including Cahor's Tomb. Very excited to play in that one.
Oh, yeah.
The Kinetic Chamber and the Training Room, which we didn't get last time.
Yeah, very cool. And that means that there are now only 2 slots left, right, on the base roster.
Yes.
We're getting the 4 in DLC pack. Anybody want to make your like final? What are the last?
I feel like
2?
we've done our
I know
final
we've done that
predictions
so many times. I'm still saying Conquest because that was one of my official predictions, and Angstrom.
I say the exact same thing.
Yeah,
I would say at least Angstrom. There's just a lot of just like Viltrumites already. You know what I mean?
But
So-
I would be flabbergasted if I'm playing an Invincible fighting game as Lucan and I can't play as Conquest.
There's one more, right?
Two more, I think.
There is
more
two?
slots. Yeah, I believe so.
I mean, the short one is it has to be Angstrom.
Angstrom is the lock, I think. Yeah.
Yes,
I'm nervous. I'm nervous that he's the slightly forgotten, more season 2 focus, and now that we're on to season 3, season 4 of things happening. But I hope you're right. I hope you're right because I want him in the game really bad.
Yeah, I think Conquest is the one that if he's not in the base, he is guaranteed like he's got to be DLC. So that would mean somebody interested. I think Shapesmith or Shrinking Ray would be cool. Getting someone else different in there. But they also, if we're looking at DLC being something like a Conquest and a Thrag, then the same problem. Oh, it's all Viltrumites. Like so, they're gonna have someone like a Shrinking Ray or something in the DLC too.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
We'll see. Keeping with Invincible Versus, they had a fun little pop-up over at South by Southwest in Austin this past weekend. So this is over with, but still worth bringing up. It was Alan's Love Shack, a chance for people to come by and play Invincible Versus. Had some interesting merch as well. You of course got the trading card, some pins, a condom, and a few things, that was pretty cool. But yeah,
is that pin really necessary with him looking at me like that?
Yes, 100%.
Oh, all right.
They had little bags of Canslock and stuff like that.
So great.
Fun little pop-up. It was all swanky and like carpety looking and everything. Tons of photos of both that and Burger Mart on Instagram and everything, which yes, there was a Burger Mart pop-up as well.
So jealous that I could not go to just fly out to Texas just to go to this Burger Mart because as you're about to say, it is by Brisk, right? There is this like cool partnership happening between Brisk and Invincible that seems like it was mostly just for this, but I know recently even on Instagram I saw that somebody had posted like a Brisk Invincible care package thing that they
Yep.
got, and you could comment to enter into like a sweepstakes drawing to get one sent yourself. So I did that, but it's clearly like an automated thing where like they send you a message after you comment or whatever. But man, if anyone at Brisk is listening,
Yes.
I will drink it the entire podcast if you send us some cans. I will have it in view of my camera. It will be like free advertising the whole podcast, because I always loved Brisk. Like I honestly don't drink it that often anymore, but that was like, man, junior high, high school, Brisk was like the drink that I was just like
Same.
slamming one of those as soon as I got home after school, and then grabbing another one out of the fridge to go do my
Yeah.
homework. You know,
that's Brisk, baby. Like,
yeah, exactly. And the fact that it is now like Invincible is on a can of Brisk, it's lemon Invincible, and like there was the little Adam Eve and Invincible short where it's like them animated at Burger Mart talking about Brisk, and she's talking about how like, well, technically they had your colors first before you did. Like, it's so funny to me. And yeah, please, anyone at Brisk, if you're listening, we will send us something. We'll review it live on the podcast.
I'll pay for shipping. Come on.
How isn't it going to be something that we can't buy at stores? Like,
it seems like it's a more limited thing where they're just making a handful of stuff
but
instead
even
of going
still,
for
like
the
they do major marketing things like Spider-Man on cans of pop and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, we should be getting the Voodoo Ranger Invincible versus beer hopefully soon. That's probably going to come next month if that's still in the works, but I can't wait for that. That's going to be cool too. But just looking quickly at like the floor pattern, the wall colors, the like the actual booth themselves, the ketchup bottle and everything, the napkin dispenser, like they did such a good job with this little pop-up Burger Mart. So jealous we didn't get to go. That would have been a lot of fun. Here's some of the stuff they were handing out. They had the thermoses, there was some like canvas bags, the stickers and everything. Yeah, pretty cool.
Very cool.
What if Business Baby says that's Brisk, baby? Like that to me is like the pin. That's where it should. That needs to happen in the marketing campaign.
I thought you were going to say that's too much.
No,
in the
never
show?
too much.
In the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the middle of a fight, he's just like, "Oh man, glad we defeated him."
You look over at the big green guy and he has like an Xbox logo on him. It's like, okay, maybe the product placement, maybe this was a bit too far.
I can't help you, Business Baby. I'm playing Invincible Versus on my Xbox Series X, available now.
Then again, if there were ever to be a character filled with product placement, it would be Business Baby.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, Skybound put out a press release about a bunch of new merch partners, including Funko, Lids, U2s, Jada Toys, which we've known about, the upcoming action figures, Thrilljoy, and more. Thought this was pretty cool. They've got some like backpacks coming up, some new figures, some plushes. I mean, the Dinosaurus plush looks pretty great.
Yeah.
How
many Dinosaurus plushes have you ordered?
Listen,
Bill?
as many as people want to send me, I will take. It is my birthday on March 23rd.
True.
And if you want my address, just message the podcast and I'll gladly.
I have reached out to Makeship, but I have not heard back. So if Makeship is listening, so let's see. We want cans of Brisk and we need Dinosaurs plushies.
This is just the give us stuff podcast. We're just begging for free merch at this point. There's too much. We can't order all of it. It used to be that we bought everything.
Look at that.
There's a Dinosaurus t-shirt. Yeah, all kinds of cool stuff coming. There was once a time in which there was very little Invincible merch, so now we're all excited about it.
The backpack is sweet. I will absolutely have to own that.
Yep, thought of you when I saw the backpack. Do you like the Omni-Man or the Invincible one more?
The Invincible, just because it's more, I don't know, just feels right. So I'll definitely be using that for my Comic-Con travels and
it is a really good Comic-Con bag. It looks like the right size.
Yeah.
One thing I want to throw in here, Invincible launched once again with a Rotten Tomato score of 100.
Yeah.
So as of this recording, we are up to 18 reviews and still a score of 100 for the third season in a row. The fourth season ended up with a 98, which I mean, only a 98. Insane. Like 4 seasons. I mean, it's still going.
That's
This
some
is
consistency right there. That's
Yeah.
pretty unreal.
so cool. Next up, only a couple more things here on our news list. We've got, if you enjoyed the trading cards through Keepsake, they have announced their season 2. So this is going to be all from moments within season 2.
Cool.
So that'll be coming, as well as a special like Battle Beast series of trading cards, which will not only have
Sweet.
parts from the Battle Beast comic and special editions, but even some Ryan Ottley autographed ones that are
Ooh.
in there as well, which is also pretty sweet.
Which is just like the first one. There were autographed ones in the first Keepsake.
I don't think they had any like actual autographs. They just had the fake autographs by characters, but they've gotten some real.
Oh yeah, signature series.
Yeah, the signature series ones. Super cool.
Yeah, that's very cool.
And then finally here, we've got an update to the Invincible Guarding the Globe game. Little tease here. Any guesses as to who this new character is?
I mean, it's pretty obvious.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs.
Oh,
Oh, so close. Someday maybe. Someday I can see it.
yeah, for sure.
Dinosaurs is out as of today. If you're hearing this, March 20th. Dinosaurs is coming to the globe. They're limited time event. As well. And to celebrate season 4 and everything, we also once again have a code for anyone watching, and that is PDCAST, like podcast without the O, for 600 gems. And I forgot, I moved too quickly through it. They're also doing their thing like they did last year, where you can kind of play through the episodes as they go. They'll have like themed events during it. The first one, of course, including some Dinosaurus action. So yeah, but check that out. And that does it. All right, guys. Oh,
It's time.
actually, not quite time. We've got some emails.
Oh,
I know,
right.
Bill, you're so excited. I know. Now we're getting closer.
Yes. Yeah.
Who wants to go first?
I'll take one first. All right. I've got one from Oliver. It says, "Hi guys, Oliver from Liverpool in the UK here."
Oh, hello, Papa. Hello, Papa.
I should have known to pause for the Britishness. Huge fan of the podcast. I haven't written in for a few years though. You are a huge part of what got me into Invincible. When I listen, it feels like I'm part of a conversation with a bunch of friends talking about the best comic book and comic book to screen adaptation ever. My theory for season 4 has to do with how it ends. Oliver's saying he thinks it's going to end the season with issue 78 and start season 5 with the dream sequence, similar to
pause.
season
Sorry.
2.
I didn't give the
Spoiler warning for Invincible. If you're watching this, we have all read the comic. We're going to talk a little bit about spoilers here, since we have an email writing in about that as well. But just, kind of be warned about spoilers in general, because we've all read the comics. So that kind of makes sense to me. So it would be like the end of the war, essentially, but not yet quite where they realize they are officially on Earth. And he's saying that season 5 would start with the
so Mark would never go home.
The worst case scenario. Yeah, that I could see that happening, because that does sort of work as a the fighting stops here and the season ends,
and recovery
on whether they're going to actually make it back or where they went, and then that would be a crazy way to start season 5. I'm always very wary about how much credit to give Mark's dream sequence of all of that, because I worry that it feels like a fake out. You know what I mean? That to me feels like it should be a shorter thing. That's not like you're opening the season with this, or you're making it like a
and especially because, and Oliver even called out, it feels a lot like season 2, where it is like the alternate universe fake out.
Yeah, but even that, I feel like, is the purpose of that was to explain to you why these other angstroms are who they are and why they view Invincible the way he does. The dream sequence for Mark is just because he's imagining the worst case scenario, and then you get kind of the relief of no, that's not the case. And I feel like, I don't know, that could still work that way, but I'm scared that people would be almost mad that they're sold that the Viltrumites are totally on Earth as part of the opening of
and
the
then
season.
you wait a year.
Happen. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's a cool thought. I don't think it'll happen, especially if they're going to stick with we don't see Earth as soon as Mark leaves.
Yeah.
That'd be so long to give up unless he doesn't leave for Earth until later in the season. But but a cool thought nonetheless.
It could work. He continues on and says, just a thought, but what do you guys think? I'd love for it to end with Las Vegas, as I love Dinosaurus, but I feel like that might be cramming too much into one season. By the way, me and my wife are planning on having kids soon, and if we have a boy, we will call him Grayson. Thanks, Ollie. You know what, Ollie? It's a great name. I did the same thing myself. If you haven't heard, my son
I
Grayson.
thought for sure he was going to say Bill. I thought for sure.
What?
He was going to say for sure. For sure. It's not too late. It's not too late. You haven't even had a kid yet.
Put it on the table. Put it on the table. See how the wife
Put it
feels
in the
about
dock. Put it in the dock.
I had 2 cats. One was named Oliver and the other Grayson.
That's really funny from that email.
Yeah, that's very funny.
Well, thanks, Oliver.
Yeah, thanks. I'll read
thanks,
mine next.
Oliver.
Hello, team. A question for you all today, if I may. And I think he may.
Sure.
When I think about the original source material, do you think the show could ever surpass the comic? Has it already done so? Or do you think the comic will always remain the definitive version? Well, I'll finish because he gets into his thoughts and stuff like that too. I know many of you, probably all of you, have talked about the quote-unquote improvements the show has made, but I'm not sure they're necessarily improvements so much as changes that bring the story more in line with modern expectations. I'm thinking specifically about Mark's marriage in Atlantis, as well as Magmaniac and Tether Tyrant's relationship. Bill, I imagine you might have some strong opinions on the latter. With that in mind, what are your thoughts on how Eve will be portrayed during her pregnancy? In the comic, her powers cause fluctuations in her weight. Do you think the show will include that detail? Thanks, team. Great work as ever. I very much enjoyed the Hot Ones episode, and I'm looking forward to seeing and listening to more over the next couple of months. Love, Andy from the movie Toy Story, if you can believe it.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
So let's start with the beginning of his email.
I'll start.
All right.
So when it comes to, do we think that the show could surpass the comic, and has it done so already? Do we think that it can? I'm to the point now where I'm at least on the even line of it, where I think the show is at least as good as the comic. That's kind of where I'm at now. And in the past, I've always said like the comic is always better, like the source material is always better than the media version, but they're different, and there are changes, but especially like we're in the middle of watching season 4. Like I think it's at minimum as good, and I could make the argument, if the show continues on the way it is, that the show might be better than the comic by the end of it. Like I think but the great thing about it is you have both. Like it is different enough that you should be getting those compendiums and reading the comic and then deciding for yourself and then watching the show. There's a lot of things that are more brutal in the show. There's a lot of things that are more brutal in the comic, and then more emotional and more whatever. And it's different enough to definitely read it. So I'll let you guys answer your answer before we go on to the next thing.
So I think that it can change, like what you said. Like I'll say, as of right now, as of what we have seen, I feel like the show is better than the comic, and I can say that definitively because I love the things that they took out for pacing, because I think that there were major pacing issues within the first 12 to 24 issues of the comic. And I love how they rearranged it. I like the additions that they made. And I watched a small interview with Kirkman, where he said the additions like aren't just added for no reason. They are like, they build on the story and they're connected to everything. And I think that that's true. And I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that the show, as of right now, is a better draft of the comic, because it's Kirkman going through, and why wouldn't you improve things? You know what I mean? So it's not crazy to think you can say that the comic is better. I think in some facets the art is better. I think that like there are parts of it that are better, but overall I think that the show is better than the comic.
I think I'll be quick. I think that yeah, I think you saying and Robert Kirkman saying this is a second pass. It's your second pass is generally going to be better if you want to talk and say better in terms of that. I think that yes, it is. However, man, the sheer volume of the comic and the page by page, the artwork, like just think about the conquest fight alone. Like, love that episode of the show, but reading that, turning those pages and seeing those moments, seeing that FCO colors, like that is still like better. We're talking about art one way or the other in a way. You know what I mean? That's like both have their merits and both have an amazing reason for, being what they are and being different experiences. But yeah, if you want to say, if we're just talking like the story, the pass on the story, yeah, I think the show will at the end of the day be the better version of the story. But as far as the thing that you want to consume as entertainment, they will both, I think, always be, Invincible.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. And I think what it comes down to is that I wouldn't ever think anyone's crazy for saying that one of them is better than the other, or that they prefer one over the other. Like you said, Ryan, Kirkman is getting kind of like a second pass at this and able to add more context and more things that support the story. I've said so many times that my favorite things about the show are usually things that aren't in the comic, that they do add more things. So obviously, like, I really love all the new additions. I think it is adding layers to the story that were maybe there and hinted at, but we're getting much more clearly in the show. And I think those are, like, you could say, improvements over it. But it really, to me, comes down to, like, what are you in the mood for? Are you in the mood to experience this with John Paisano hitting you in the feels with the music and hearing Stephen Yeun and J.K. Simmons and having a full production where you are sitting back and enjoying this? Or do you want to sit down with a comic and read through it at your pace and then stop at those gorgeous 2-page spreads that Ottley puts out and just sit there for way longer than any of the other pages you looked at and marvel at it and, like, have this experience appreciating how much work went into this single issue and how it changed the story going forward, and think about it in that way. Like, that is an experience I don't get watching the show and having that pace kind of dictated by the show and everything. So like Ryan said, they're two different experiences. To me, they are both like peak superhero storytelling experiences. It's, if you want it via a comic book, and it's a comic book that came out at that time, and there are maybe more things about the show that have been modernized and changed in certain ways too. But like, or do you want a show that you're just kind of like going season to season and going through? I think both of those, either one that you prefer or think that is better, because all of that's subjective anyways, like, I wouldn't fault either decision.
Yeah.
So really quick, do we think that they're going to keep Eve's weight change? 100%.
Yes.
It's a big part. It's not a big part of the story, but it's like a character change with Eve. Yeah, I think absolutely. And for the record, I fucking love Tether Tyrant and Meg Maniac's relationship. I've always thought them as like a romance anyways, so why not just make it, what it
still one of the best scenes. Like,
it's the fucking best opening. They made it for me. They made it for me. Oliver's naming his son Bill, and they made that Tether Tyrant intro for me, and I think that that's great.
All right, awesome, thank you.
Thanks, Andy. TJ, do you have an email?
I do indeed. This one is from our good friend Murad, and he says, "Hey fellas, it's been a while, so I thought I would drop you a quick line in advance of season 4 to congratulate you on your 10-year anniversary. 10 years is a long time to do anything. I'm actually celebrating the 25-year anniversary of my radio show this fall, so I know what it's like to put the time in. Kudos to the team. Wow. As a top percentile fan of the podcast, according to YouTube, I couldn't be more excited for all the additional content you guys have brewing. Of all the Invincible content we are getting this year, what are each of you the most excited for? For me, I think it's got to be that we will finally see Space Racer truly come to life. Either that or Elemental backup in capes. Interested to know what yours are with so much going on, it really seems like we are at the top of the Invincible mountain. Just a friendly reminder, when you inevitably interview Robert Kirkman this season, can you make sure to ask him if the immortal is Jesus? I would sincerely appreciate it. Also, I still have a couple of Battle Beast blind bags sealed up. Should I open those? Sometimes when I'm at comic shops, I still see the Death of Superman bags sealed up and out in the wild, and it makes me wonder if a few Battle Beast bags should remain sealed forever. What do you guys think about that? Congratulations again, and all the best to you and yours, Murad.
Well, now I feel like I should have. Now I feel like I should have kept one of mine sealed because I
kept one.
have one.
I kept one.
Put
You
it on.
guys made fun of me.
That's true. That's true.
I kept
Because
one.
in the moment we're like, come on.
I
rip
know
it.
we're eating tomatoes and shit.
It's so easy to tell someone that's like, you know, miles away from you, be like, don't ever open it. Just live with that torment.
But next time
Yeah,
Bill's
look
at my house, he's gonna be like, "So where's that battle
bag?
beast?
Where's that bag?"
Where's that bag?"
No, he's
in
just
his
gonna come
house.
from the other room. He's gonna come from the other room, going, Ryan, I'm really sorry, but
Of all the
excited about,
all the Invincible stuff
Oh, yeah.
coming this year, what are you guys excited about?
Was this Invincible specific or podcast?
I think this is
Invincible.
anything. So because he gave an example of things that are coming up in comic books as an elemental backstory in the back of Capes, and then he also brought up the show when it comes to seeing Space Racer come to life.
I am most excited for my two favorite characters to be realized. So Tech Jacket, I cannot wait to see what they do with them, and I also cannot wait to see people just fucking like backpedal on dinosaurs, because no one is like impressed with him from episode 1, but like it's
Do you
gonna
think that'll
come.
happen this season or next?
I kind of like the idea of Vegas happening sooner.
Starting
But-
with dinosaurs
do
and bringing them
too.
back, kind of like
Like
Angstrom
bookend,
in
like we
season 2.
talked about. They talked
Yeah.
about that, like Angstrom, and I don't think that it's like whoever wrote that email about it being too much. Like we've been wrong about that 100% of the time.
Every time
like
they
they
do more
can't
than
do it, they can't do, and then they fucking do it, and it doesn't feel rushed.
Mhm.
So I think that would be fucking awesome. I think it'll be awesome, and it would make so much sense with this arc too. Like it fits in this arc that's happening with Mark.
it's hard to pick like very specific things. I know he kind of called out something specific coming in the show as well as a comic thing. In the show, obviously the show is like so huge on the list of like, just I'm excited to see how season 4 plays out. Everything we're saying, we don't really know where it's going to end, and that's such an exciting place to be. An easy answer though is just Oliver. Like this era of Oliver in the comic, his suit I've said is like one of my favorite just superhero suits, the red and black one that he gets. And to see him a little more grown up, a little closer to where Mark's at, but still not quite there. I love all of his stuff from the comic, and I can't wait to see all the things they do with him in the show. As far as comic stuff, like it's hard not to get excited for the tease of what is coming in Battle Beast, which we'll, I guess, keep kind of vague and maybe talk more about as we get to predictions. But like, we now know where this Battle Beast comic is going. We now know from the covers of like issue 9, I want to say that like it's probably happening sooner than I even would have anticipated. And like, man, I can't wait to see Ottley just like one up himself. You know what I mean?
You're talking about a sex scene between Salaka and Battle Beast, right?
Of course.
Is that what you're waiting
Let's save
for?
it for later. Save it for
Okay,
later.
sorry.
I'll go somewhere else, and I'll say just the idea of being able to come home and, you know, just be in the mood to turn on like the perfect Invincible video game, like the dream fighting game that we've had with Invincible Versus. Like, even if I'm not very good at it, even if it is just, you know, like, I don't know, like I suck, whatever, or I don't want to play online, or I just go into the practice mode and just fool around as Powerplex or something. Like, that's just crazy to me that is going to exist and just be a thing that is like on our console and we can just turn on and play. Like
I think in the future, any disagreements between TJ and Bill should be decided via Invincible Versus. Like Trial by combat.
I like that. I like that idea. I will practice. I will actually be good at a fighting video game.
I saw recently that like the stage select, and again, I don't know if it was a mock-up or something. There was like 15 stages or something. Like,
Ooh.
like there
Did
should
you
be so many.
There's the Rec City night, and then there's Cahoora's
Cahoora's day.
day. So there's
Oh,
gonna be
that's
night
right.
and
There's probably
days.
Day and night.
That's also true. So
cultivation.
that'll probably take up
Half of
half than doing
you're
a night and day
thinking.
version, but still
Yeah.
still a good amount, and we've got some ideas of some cool ones that they could add. But as far as Invincible stuff, that as far as more podcasty stuff, I'm just excited about doing this RPG. That's been a lot of fun, so getting to do more of that.
So the dream long before Invincible was mainstream, like long before, like at the start of our podcast, even the dream was always a TV show / movie or some kind of media when it comes to that. Number 2 has always been a video game, and specifically a fighting game. This is our dream. So definitely that, but I'm going to go something that's a little, it's not show, comic, or video game related. We're big like board game people. We love trading card games. We played Magic the Gathering. I got really into Lorcana, but one game that Ryan and I learned to play because they did announce an Invincible set coming later this year is Overpower, and it is by far, in my opinion, it is my favorite trading card game. It's like well and above Magic for me, well and above Lorcana.
Wow.
It is so much fun, and it's just different than anything else.
It's completely unique.
And and I cannot wait to play it with Invincible characters, because they do such a good job at just making the characters flow, and everything just makes sense. So cannot wait for Overpower to come out with the Invincible set. I'm so ready.
That's a good one. Yeah, I can't wait. Good stuff.
There's too many things. Like,
Should
even as
he
I
open-
was seeing it up, I was like, what could it be? Because there's so many things. I don't even know all of the stuff that's coming this year. So crazy.
My opinion about the blind
board games.
my opinion about the blind bags is rip that shit open, but save at least one.
He's only got one. Doesn't he only have one left?
If there's only one, then I would keep it.
Yeah.
I have a couple Battle
Ooh.
Beast blind bags, he says.
Then I
So he
would-
has a couple.
If there's two,
Yeah, I would
Send
probably
me
open
one
of
so I can have one.
because it's at the point now. If you guys were at like a convention or whatever, and you saw them like some sealed ones, it's like, oh, like don't you kind of want a sealed one now? That's cool. Yeah, keep it. Keep them both. Keep them both sealed.
Keep them.
All right. Moving on to Battle Beast issue 7. Oh wait, no. First, Red Roots. We didn't know about this.
Yeah.
So the back of Battle Beast issue 7. I know, Bill, you're gonna have to wait just a tiny bit longer. We're almost there.
You're like, is this a bit that you're doing? Is this a bit? It's a bit, isn't it? It has to be a bit.
No, but I wanted to talk about Red Roots before because I didn't want to bury it after the episode or anything like that.
Yeah.
But this issue did have a little preview of Red Roots in the back of this issue, and we love Lorenzo De Felici. We did the Oblivion Song podcast where we talked about every issue of Oblivion Song, Robert Kirkman written book with Lorenzo De Felici on art, along with Annalisa Leone, the colorist on Battle Beast. So there is that connection there, but we also did the Chroma Cast. So some of our favorite podcast conversations ever, if you guys agree here, were during ChromaCast. An incredible
100%.
incredible 4-part book written, created, drawn, everything by Lorenzo De Felici. Check it out. It's amazing. All those episodes, all those podcasts are available online. So we were super excited to find out that Lorenzo was doing another book, another creator-owned story that's entirely his own. And we knew nothing about it going into this. What did you guys think of this, like, 6 or so page preview?
You go,
ahead.
TJ. Go.
Anytime I see Lorenzo's art, my heart breaks because of of all the things that Kirkman has done, he's done so much. Oblivion Song is my favorite thing that he's done outside of Invincible. And I loved it. And Chroma was also like, Chroma was all Lorenzo, and it was in so artistic and like the story itself as well was so artistic and just so good, so cinematic and emotional, and just everything about it was incredible. So like, I want more of those. I want more Oblivion Song. I want Chroma to come back in some capacity. And I just know that, like, because I believe Red Roots is a mini series similar to Chroma. I'm pretty sure. I don't think it's an ongoing, but I know that like years from now, when Lorenzo's on his next thing, I'm going to be saying the same thing and being like, oh, I miss Red Roots. You know what I mean? It had such a good start. And it's very different than what we've seen, I think, from Lorenzo. And that's even more exciting. So yeah, I can't wait. Very Metal Gear-ish.
Yeah, I'm still like, I remember, you know, it's a very mysterious project. There's not a ton of details that he's revealed about the story yet. Rightfully so. Like, I want to experience it as the issue comes out. And I think I have more questions now, having seen those few pages, than I even had before. But like, as far as the vibe and the intrigue and like the kind of eeriness of it, I'm 100% sold. Like, Chroma, I think the previews for Chroma gave this very like fantasy, you know, otherworldly vibe, and this does feel a little bit more like not even necessarily espionage, but like mystery thriller type of vibes to it, that I'm so excited to see what he'll do with this. And yeah, to TJ's point, Chroma was such a fun book, and that was really Lorenzo's first like foray into writing that we got to see, and he has the stuff, you know what I mean? Like, that book is so well written. There are like moments from that I still think back to, that like it's incredible. That I'm so excited, not just to see more of his art again and his original ideas, but to see what the writing's like too, and what the story's all about.
The thing that's amazing about Chroma is that during the breakdowns, like, there's so much stuff that's left open to interpretation intentionally by Lorenzo, that is like, I think you have to be a really exceptional writer to do that, you know, to like have an idea, have something be really captivating, have a story, but also leave it kind of up to like, what does this mean? Could this symbolize this?
Yeah.
Could this symbolize that? So I can't wait to see because this seems, I think in like the description, didn't it say something about supernatural though too?
I
feel like I've seen something about it being supernatural.
It could be. I've honestly stayed away from a lot of the like descriptions and the details and stuff, because I'm excited to just jump into it. On April 22nd is when the first issue comes out. So really exciting that we're not too far away, as of us recording this, just about a month away from that coming out. So super excited. Can't wait.
Yeah, it looks great. I get the Oblivion Song vibes, and the colors, you know, those panels where it's like a completely different color, the onomatopoeia or whatever, the letters, you know, are so cool looking. Like, it's very intriguing. Like, you know, like when he opens up the bottle and it's the S that goes across, the S's that keep going across every panel, all that kind of creativity. And the fight scene with the guy bashing his head against the wall. Very interested. Have no idea where this is going. Don't know I just don't know what's going on, but very excited to learn more.
The lives of a professional killer and high school teacher are bound by a terrifying, mysterious force.
Mysterious force.
Oh, cool.
Supernatural. Sci-fi, baby. Sci-fi.
A teacher. Cool.
Interesting. All right. Yeah, I'm in. Let's do it. Okay, Bill, it's time. I wish I had the other pit panel. I would have brought up that. Yeah,
I was thinking you were going to do that. I was thinking,
it's just page 2.
Let's skip the cover. Just go to page 2.
All right, Battle Beast issue 7. Once again, Robert Kirkman, Ryan Ottley, and Annalisa Leone. Our A cover, which we have seen multiple times, and there's so many other covers. I just want to give a shout out to one of them. This was the one that had the Todd McFarlane variant, which is just awesome. I believe it's B cover. Insane. Cool. Looks great. Super cool. All right. So, want to give some initial thoughts, or you want to just jump into this? What do you guys feel about this issue?
I have never been more confident about my original statement about this, that it gives me fucking Grizzly Shark vibes.
Yeah.
This is Grizzly Shark. Like, there are literal panels that look just like it that were animated, and I will call them out. This was probably the funnest issue. Like, I think to have this come back and it be like fun and kind of goofy and lighthearted was a bit of a like a, I don't know, like a chance. We don't know, but I loved it. I thought it was super awesome. Super fun.
I think so much of that first arc is like, all right, we're making a Battle Beast comic. We know what to expect. We're looking for the big fights. We're looking for the crazy action. We're looking for Battle Beast doing Battle Beast things. And the silliness of this comic and the goofiness kind of snuck its way in that first arc. Like, it wasn't quite evident even in like the first issue. Obviously we meet Salaka. That's already kind of weird that it's a little guy inside of the big guy. There's some silliness in it, but like once they meet Wagula, the witch, that's when it really, we were like, okay, we're going to be silly in this comic at times. And so I think because so much of it, like the finale was again back to those big crazy action fights, they're teasing what could be the biggest, craziest fight coming up. And I think that's where my headspace was, which is why how quickly this one, goes into that very zany, very silly bits caught me so off guard that it's probably the like most I've laughed out loud at a comic pulling it up, that I was just so kind of caught off guard by how silly this one, which made it like a super fun read and just a fun way to be like, okay, let's remember where everyone's at. Let's remember where the big, threats are, where Battle Beast is at. Let's set the stage again. And now it feels like next issue we're, back off into sort of the main plot lines of it.
Yeah. No spoilers or anything, but like I read this right after we watched an early copy of the next issue or next episode of Invincible, and it was a big, heavy episode of the show, and it was like a lot of feelings, a lot of emotions, and then I sit down and I read this, and immediately it was like, what is happening? Like, what is going on? It was such like whiplash. I think it's just safe to say, like, is this just a comedy? Is this book just a fantasy comedy, which is fine, which is great, which is fun? Like, it is a different genre in the Invincible universe.
Yeah, I think it has to be.
I think it is, and that's
if
great.
Nothing else, it is significantly more so than Invincible, or I would say significantly more so than most of Kirkman's other works, right?
Yeah.
Like, I can't think of, well, I mean, there's like Battle Pope and things like that from way back when that are kind of a little zanier and funnier. But yeah, this certainly is much more comedy leaning, and they're just much more, I think, willing to put in the jokes that I think these are the types of jokes that, as like Kirkman's thinking of them, or him and Ottley are going back and forth, there were probably ones like this in Invincible that he was like, no, let's not do that. That's a little too far.
We see him all the time in the sketchbook sections and stuff, like where Ryan Ottley draws something goofy. And it's like,
this one they make the joke and then they go, no, what if we took it even further? And then they did do it, and then they just commit to that.
Yeah.
Like, and I love this book for that. It's so crazy.
So when I picked this up and I had it at work and I was scrolling through it again and I sent the picture of page 2 to you guys to be funny, Amanda was next to me. She's like, what is that? And I'm like, oh yeah, that's an alien penis. And then I'm like, he also has a really juicy butt. And then she flipped through, she's like, it's actually a chunky butt. And I'm like, this fucking book is ridiculous. Like, I cannot believe.
And then
what
Bill
I
got
brought
a call
into my
from
workplace.
HR.
Yeah, I know.
I think fun is the definitive description for this issue, but I just forgot how much fun it can be until I started reading it again, and like how much I missed it until I started reading it. But also on top of that, like it definitely like further established the main characters in the first couple of pages than they did in the entire first 6 issues of the comic, and just kind of like finalized them, gave them a face, I mean, they gave him they gave Salaka a body, and it's just it's cool to see them like fully established characters now, and what we'll see going forward.
Just fully established. We've
Fully-
seen we've seen them
Full
fully.
frontally
Not
established.
not fully. I mean,
There's not a part of them we haven't seen.
Yeah. All right, let's get into it. So it starts off with Salaka waking up. Computer is standing there nearby and has kept watch overnight. They haven't been pursued. He wakes up. You turn the page, and Gadzooks. The
His
question
penis is
was, because
back.
remember last time we saw, he had gotten chomped again. He was back to just like barely ahead. And so we were like, the question was, how long is it going to take for him to grow back? And so for you to kind of see like the tease of his shoulder, is he a bit bigger? Maybe he's got some legs. For you to turn the page and just full on, my penis is back. Wow.
Full
Wow.
So let's talk about it. Okay,
So-
we're gonna talk about it. So
So what?
it very clearly, like when he gets excited, I imagine that it kind of unfolds like a party, one of those like party
Yeah.
kazoos, that
Yeah.
like,
Mhm.
and it like unravels. So
Mhm,
I mean,
mhm.
he looks like he's a.
Now, do you
he's
think that
packing,
those?
he's packing.
It says
think
it's
that
better
those-
than ever.
Do you think
Look
the
at this thing.
three? Do you think that it needs a tripod for when it is active, or do you think that
Hmm.
those are his individual testicles and maybe the scrotum
I think
inflates
he just has 3 individual.
three
Yeah.
individual testicles? But
Yeah.
does the scrotum change?
Maybe there
do we
isn't
think?
one. Maybe there isn't one.
We don't know what the female what is a Selacan race called?
Oh god,
whatever,
let me refer to my notes.
his female species, what they have going down there. Maybe those things serve a different purpose.
Listen,
They've got their own
And to be clear,
thing.
while I'm referencing my notes here, Fantanian Empire, the Fantanians.
Fantanian.
While I'm
Mhm.
looking at my thing here, how much of this should I put in the notes?
all
per
of it.
se? Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
All of
okay.
it. There's
See,
a lot of lore.
Just
There's-
screenshot just
Uh-huh.
that and set
Yeah.
it next to Fantanians
Uh-huh.
under section
Uh-huh.
anatomy.
got
Listen,
it, got
to
it.
be fair, the amount of time that we spend talking and breaking down the blue spaghetti monster, we're
Yeah.
Oh, no.
gonna dissect this sucker
Oh.
and we're gonna figure this out.
So page
Not right
3.
now. We'll come
So-
back.
so-
We'll come back to it.
So page 3, he is just full on admiring his, as Bill says, chunky butt. And
That
he's
is
just
in all the land. He told Wagula, you know what I
we
mean?
knew this.
Wagula
Yeah, this
said
is
he's
lore
got a chunky
accurate.
butt. Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
This was
Yeah.
already in the lore tracker, so this isn't new.
We're so serious talking about the show right now. Like, it's so serious. The fact that with a straight face, Ryan just goes, "This is lore accurate." Oh God. I'm not
This is
even
what they're
gonna-
giving us, man. This is we get it all. So yeah, computer's like, what are you doing? Why are you pivoting to admiring your parts? And he's like, it's been a while. Let me enjoy this for a moment. And he's like, you know what? I can't keep calling you computer. You're walking around. You're a person. You should have a name. And computer's like, you're granting me personhood, and just super honored by it. And she asks that Salaka name her. And we get this really great, repeating art panels of Salaka going through the names. I'd like to think that these were names that Robert Kirkman might have considered or attempted or thought about. So we get Laka, Luca, Colis, Bluish, Zula. And each time it's like, no, no, no. But Zula seems to be the one to stick. And so he's like, all right, Zula it is. And computer, or Zula, now tries to realizes that she has access, or it has access to create a hard light projection face. And so they create a face, and they're like, well, what do you think? And Salaka's like, whoa, the Zula I knew was far less beautiful. And Zula's like, wait, who did you name me after? Not important.
Listen, I have not had a robot to be attracted to drawn by Brian Ottley since, actually drawn by anyone since Mecha Maid in Wolfman when Jason Howard did that. So
right.
I'm happy to have, it's only fair that
been
we
a
have
while.
an attractive robot.
Do you feel like
right?
he did that for you? Like, it's Oliver's
do.
naming his kid Bill for you. It's what was the other one we missed over? And now Brian Otley's giving you a hot robot to admire.
Yep.
Mhm,
I
mhm.
can appreciate it.
All right, so they're wondering where Battle Beast is. You turn the page, great full page of Battle Beast being carried away. Did we name these guys? Do we have names for these guys?
I thought there
Attempting-
was a name.
Check the
There
lore.
might be.
We would have
I
had
feel
to
like they
look.
called
I
them
know-
his steed or something like that.
Oh, yeah,
don't
I
know
think
if
it was
they
just
ever
a
necessarily
steed.
Okay.
name it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have anything in the lore tracker.
But shout out to them for like, it's very much Aragorn's horse when like Aragorn's dead and he's like the horse is carrying him around. Like they kind of struck me as just sort of wild animals, but the fact that like clearly that one's at least a little attached to Battle Beast, it's sort of rescuing him.
Can't move on without calling out the incredible establishing shot of this castle that I just fawn over every single time we see it.
So
It's
good.
just
Yeah, it was
so good.
it was my MVP panel. Like the first time we saw it, and we saw it several times. It's
Oh,
funny
yeah.
because literally today is the day of this recording. Ottley posted on Threads and he about this shot, and he posted
Really?
this. He posted this original page, and he said, "Do you think I would be stupid enough not to reuse the same shot? You think I'm drawing this castle every single time?
Oh, yeah.
It's they're just like putting this in every
It
time."
is-
And he showed the original page, and that panel is blank because they just put it in there.
That shot, however. Oh, it is recolored though. So Annalise only has we see it later in the issue. It
I
has
think
various
seen it a couple of
versions.
times, and yeah, it always slightly recolored depending on like the
Oh.
time of day or the weather or something.
Love it. So we got the old wizard guy that helped Battle Beast and pointed him to the Juggernaut. He's trying to hide some of the rebels and like get them away while she's weakened. But she shows up back up. The Juggernaut shows up, looking for more food, looking to eat more of these Zarkonians, Fantanians. And the wizard's like, I'm calling him the wizard because is like, you know what? No, I've stood by long enough. While you abuse us, I'm through with it. Phooey. And the Juggernaut's like, you stand against me, and there's your shot. There's your grizzly shark, crazy-eyed.
I do.
Just Dragon Ball Z powering up, you know what I mean? Like
I
it's so great.
fucking laughed out loud. And I just could not stop looking at this over dramatic fucking.
It's
I
I had a
giant
different-
eyes, like he almost looks like a chameleon or something like that with the big old eyes and everything. That it's so clearly Ottley is having such a fun time, just like making this very exaggerated, almost anime pose as well. Like it's great.
I had a different reaction where, like, yeah, it does look goofy with his goofy eyes and stuff, but I'm like, oh shit, this dude is fucking powerful. And
Yeah,
he
that
looks
too.
awesome. Like he's like an old decrepit thing, and then he turns into this like insane like wizard thing, and he's shooting lasers and magic and stuff. I want more of this.
I love
This
the
looks awesome.
fact that like Annalisa colored different powers in each hand. Like one is yellow, one is red, and it carries through to the next panel. And I love that he's just shouting spell of this, spell of that.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm doing it. I'm really doing it. And then, the Juggernaut just takes a chomp out of him.
And this is another panel from Grizzly Shark. And this isn't me saying anything
You're
bad.
right.
This is me loving it and loving and
Yeah.
it's the shark out of the bush.
Horizontal chomp. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. We need a side by side.
Yeah. Chomp. Which that's it for him. The Juggernaut tells all the rebels, you can come out of your hiding places. His sacrifice will do for now. But they say that no, we're not strong enough, not yet.
Yeah.
And then we get to touch back in with the Viltrumites. Because last we knew, Thrag had sent Krieg off to find conquest. So a Viltrumite ship, a cruiser, has pulled up to this small moon. And on this small moon, there's a small box.
And in that small box,
Krieg is inside this box, and he sees just a bunch of clothing and a blanket and just things thrown into the corner. And he says, "This is the saddest living space I have ever seen."
it is exactly what I would expect
Yeah.
Conquest
I-
to be living like.
I love this little detail so much. I would also like to dub this the concube. that we should call it.
Oh,
God damn it, Wyatt.
on it. 1 second.
But I love this so much because, like, again, every little nugget we get about Conquest and like filling in his psyche, his backstory, I love that. Like, no, Conquest is a true believer in that. Like, you can't have any weakness. Like, oh, what, Craig? You think you need like a pillow along with your blanket? That's pretty weak of you, man. Like,
Yeah,
Conquest
right.
is just like, he's a true believer in that. Like, no, you can't. You got to just be strong all the time. I'm gonna sleep on the concrete in this cube to just keep predators out while I'm sleeping. Yeah,
Concube
it's
for
ridiculous.
Conquest Cube and also for Concrete Cube. I like it.
Yeah,
I would have
mhm.
guessed that we would not have even have seen any Viltrumite stuff in this issue,
Same.
and I would have been okay with it.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that we got like a little something. Like I also would have expected that if we did see them, it would be more of a General Krieg searching for Conquest. But he almost, I mean, he didn't find him, but he did. Like he found his where he's staying at least. So with the
I'm very
we're
curious
moving.
about
We're moving.
I'm very curious about where we're gonna find him because I feel
Yeah.
like we
Instead
talked
of-
about this a little bit, but like the cover of issue 9 is teasing that like things are gonna ramp up pretty quickly. So I feel like next issue we'll likely find him. We can save that for when we get to predictions.
Wherever he is, he's
Yeah.
naked and without
I
a
think
blanket.
this is just extra clothes. to
He's
me.
Yeah,
got
I
more than one outfit.
I know, but
However-
you don't know.
You already got one full frontal. You don't get two. You're not gonna see Conquest next episode. Next issue.
Get Zooks. I think
He's
I
so lonely.
I was gonna say, so the comic version of Conquest did not have the lonely speech. This is the first time where the
Yeah.
line is bleeding a bit. Like,
Yeah.
is our comic version also lonely? Is the same? You know what I mean? And this is their way of kind of
For sure.
reintroducing that. Isn't that
think
cool?
so.
I like that.
It's very cool.
What if Ryan Ottley's new like top bought commission is just them so like a customer asking for Gadzooks and it's their like favorite like character full frontal, but it has to be alien. It can't be a human.
Of course.
like it can't be human genitalia. There
I
you
hate
go, Ryan.
that
up.
idea into my head because then I start going, which character?
I know. I know. Well, there's a part in Tech Jacket where Zach goes to have sex with the princess, and they're like, "Whoa, we're
Yeah.
not compatible," and we don't know. So we know Galdarians are kind of wonky.
Yeah.
So, all right.
All right, going on to the next page. We're back with Salaka and dang it, I already forgot. Zula,
Zula.
right?
It's
Z-O-O.
Yeah, Zula.
Zoolah. I
Think of Zula.
Well, now that was
it's-
what I was
yeah.
just doing. Okay, so Zula and Salaka are outside of Wagula's place, and she's like, "No, I don't want to be here. The last time she turned me off. Don't let her do that again." And she barges out the door and immediately goes to attack, but then she realizes it's Salaka and is like, "Oh no, man, I didn't recognize you with your fully restored, glorious body and all fresh and new. It's good to see you again. Bring that thick, juicy butt inside."
There's the juicy butt. There's the juicy butt.
There it is. There it is. We were wondering when you'd show up, and there is Battle Beast laid out on the floor, bandaged. Salaka very excited to see him, but they're being respectful and keeping quiet because he is still healing. Great repeating panels of him just not putting up with Salaka. He kind of touches base with him, says that, Zula is here now, like computer is now Zula. Oh, he does refer to her as she. Sheila is here now, and we'll let you get back to healing. Take all the time you need, buddy. Then we get some time later, and great pose on Battle Beast here. Just some great, full body stance of him putting his gloves on.
That's some key art that will end up in like an Invincible encyclopedia,
Totally. Yep. Love it.
Guys, there's some great shit coming up right here. This was great stuff.
Yeah. So he's like, "All right, I'm whole once more." And Zula's like, "Let's get you back. Maybe you can die. It'll be great." And Battle Beast is like, "You know what? I defeated her too easily. I defeated her brother easily. This is no chance. Maybe I don't even bother. Maybe it's just not worth my time." And Zula's like, "I could scan for something nearby." And Salaka's like, "Well, hold up. Like, my city's been savaged or ransacked and like on the verge of extinction. Does that mean nothing to you? Like, and Battle Beast is straight up like, no, it doesn't really mean anything. And Salaka comes at him, like, I thought we were friends. You talked about how you once brought peace to your world, and didn't that feel good? Don't you want to feel something again? Like, don't you miss that feeling? And he doesn't respond.
He grabs him by the
which is
braids.
where like it would have normally stopped. But
Yeah.
Salaka freaks out on him. He's like, yes, no, maybe, what is it? And grabs him. And Battle Beast is like, I don't recall you being brave. And Salaka says, I'm not going to let my people die again. And Battle Beast is saying that the argument is pointless, and he will continue to fight his battle, even though it is no challenge. He will win. There is no chance that she alone can defeat me.
Loaded gun.
Great scene, though. But definitely, yeah, I loved that.
Dude, Battle Beast, it's just the up close of his mouth and him saying, I do not recall you being this brave, Prince Salaka. The balls on this fucking guy. Shit.
All three of them.
Unintentional, but it makes more sense now. It makes more. This is why he's more brave, because he's got more balls. There we go. We figured it out. Sorry. That's not where I was going with it. I was actually impressed with Salaka's bravery, but now I know why.
Wow. But yes, great scene. Back to the castle. The Juggernaut is frustrated that they haven't been able to locate Battle Beast, but somebody runs in because a ship has arrived. And so the Juggernaut runs out to greet whoever is there. And yes, it is the Colossus. Yes, dear sister, I have been freed from the cosmic nail. Behold my return. Shall we resume our glorious fight now or later? And the Juggernaut says, later. It would appear we have a common enemy, dear brother.
And that's
Dun,
where we
dun,
end.
So yes, we are
cool.
getting. I did not expect the pace, and I know why you've already hinted at this. Like, we see the tease of Conquest in issue 8, in issue 9.
Yeah.
But man, this is moving at a clip now. We've got both of them. I feel like I shouldn't, but we're talking about it. They released the previews. I didn't really want to look at them, but I glanced and saw where the next issue starts. And we're getting some action. Like, we are getting some action pretty soon. So
very cool.
They're not wasting any time.
It does make me kind of wonder where we're at right now at the end of issue 7, knowing that issue 9 is, it's a recreation of one of the earlier Conquest issues from Invincible, like the framing of it. So we assume Conquest will be arriving at least by
the end.
Yeah, by the end of that. It makes me wonder if this is going to be less, at least this first encounter with Conquest is going to be less a like just Battle Beast versus Conquest and a like chaos of Colossus, Juggernaut, Battle Beast, Conquest, all kind of crossing paths at the same time, and then kind of not knowing who's supposed to fight who, and everybody almost like bouncing off of each other and getting these like fun pairings where maybe it's like Conquest killing the Juggernaut and the Colossus fighting Battle Beast and then switching and I could see them having some fun with that.
Remind me again, the reason for finding Conquest is to fight the Juggernaut.
Oh gosh. It's been like the months in between 6 and 7. I know they talk about it in 6. I should try to pull that up and find exactly what the Viltrumites say about.
I forgot what
I want to say it was that
Greg said.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and find it real quick. I think I can find it. But yeah, I don't remember exactly what the reasoning Thrag gave or why they were trying to find him. If it was just that they knew Battle Beast had been out there, but no, because Battle Beast hasn't been in the Viltrumite prison.
I don't think
there's
anything to do with Battle Beast. I think they're going after the Colossus twins or whatever.
Yeah.
So Fantania, originally thought to be a backwater planet of little use to us, was invaded long ago by 2 beings reported to be from the fabled, believed, mythical MCU.
That's right.
MCU is a complete mystery. It is not known if it is a planet, a pocket dimension, or merely a region on another planet. What is known is that these beings possess immense strength. The two of them alone were able to enslave Fantania and have ruled it for thousands of years. Then he says, Thrag says, I see why this planet has caught your interest, General Krieg. And then he says, if these beings are as powerful as you say they are, it may be prudent to send. And then Krieg says, no, not him. He says, yes.
So again, we still don't exactly know. Is it because they would be a threat to the Viltrum Empire at this point? Or is it because they want to use them?
Like tools? Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fact that they tease it that way as like they're beings from this mythical MCU, or however you would pronounce how that's written, makes me think that we're going to go there eventually in this comic as well. That we're going to go where Juggernaut and Colossus are from. And he says, like, we don't know if that's a planet, a pocket dimension, just a region on the planet somewhere, or that's it. That makes me think we'll definitely go
I
there
like
your
theory. I like your theory, Wyatt, that like it's going to get bad for Battle Beast, I think, with the 2 against 1. But add in the wild card of a Conquest into that fight, and not knowing what Conquest wants out of them. So it'll essentially be Conquest and Battle Beast probably.
And
together?
if you think about, like, if it does get really bad for Battle Beast, he's on the ropes, he's not doing well, and then Conquest shows up and beats both of them, then Battle Beast is like, I gotta find that guy. I gotta fight him.
Right?
You know what I mean? Then
Now
maybe it's Battle Beast hunting Conquest in a way. Like it could turn around that way. There's so much they could do with this. We've got the tub full of action figures at this point now, and I just can't wait to see how they bang them together.
A lot of really cool covers for issue 8. Like,
no, you know what I mean. Don't make it weird.
I was gonna say,
bro, you're in a tub filled with water, banging them together. We know who's gonna be there. Prince Salaka. I'm opening that action figure up.
What were you saying, TJ?
a lot of cool covers for issue 8. There's one, I think it's the C cover, where it shows Battle Beast swinging Thula by her braid.
Oh yeah,
like in space with a bunch of like other. It looks very cool. There's a lot of really good ones.
Those are the connecting covers
of the connecting covers that are like the Viltrumites are coming, right? I remember them teasing that a little while back.
Yep,
very cool.
So yeah, there's the cover for issue 8 with Battle Beast perched like a gargoyle atop that castle.
Yeah, so cool. That's honestly my only complaint in this one. No, not a ton of action with the sword. You know, give me more of the Forever Blade.
I laughed my ass off this entire issue.
But you know it's coming back, Wyatt. Look at that thing. It's not gone.
I think that's what made me think of it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I can't wait for more cool sword action.
Oh yeah.
So Ryan, are we gonna select our MVP?
So yes, every issue of Battle Beast, each of us select our MVP, which stands for the most valuable panel, the most valuable page, or the most valuable prose, being a line or some dialogue from it. I think
penis.
this issue, that could be one more thing. Anyone care to offer up their most valuable piece?
Mine. I'll go with mine. Mine is just the concube. I love that little detail. Anytime we get more little details of any of the Viltrumites, of like how they live, what their just lives are like, I'm fascinated by it. It makes me curious about all of the other ones. So the concube is going to be my favorite.
Yeah, that's a great selection. So I'm gonna go with the panel that got me laughing the hardest, which was the sorcerer guy saying "I do."
That was my second.
Yeah, I like, because I was like, okay, this seems really funny and really zany and really off the wall. And then as soon as that I turned the page, I'm like, all right, I get the tone now. Yeah. It is a comedy, and I love it. And I thought that was so fun. Like, you could just tell Ryan Ottley was like, I'm gonna make this guy just like this stupidest and awesome, and I love it.
So are we picking these panels just because we're avoiding the obvious one? Because I'll take the obvious one.
No, I was going to take it.
I mean, it's definitively the fucking.
I mean, that's like saying that's duh. You know what I mean? This is my runner up.
I mean, sure, but you got to at least call that out first and then say, you know what I mean? So
I've literally been calling it out.
I have a secondary. I I have a secondary one, but like we can say at the start of this that is definitively
page 2 is the given. Like no one
the,
expected it. It was crazy. Yeah.
It's the conversation starter. Yeah.
The most valuable penis. It wins hands down for this issue. Well done.
My
It's like we've been building to this since issue 1 and this MVP. Like, what are the chances?
We knew
it all along. Yeah.
My other one that I'll say besides the obvious is the panel right after Bill's, which is that guy up in the air actually using his powers, because I just thought that might have been like the sickest part of the entire issue was when he was like using his sorcery powers, and it just looks awesome with him like suspended in the air like that. So I'll give that one to that panel.
I agree with you, TJ. I hope we get more action like that. That is like sorcery, like magical stuff as well. I think that is really cool.
I just like that we're getting like that this exists on this planet, like with Solaka's parents having powers, how
Wagula
obviously being like a witch, and
cool. My runner-up then will probably be that full-page splash of Battle Beast being carried by the steed with the sword in the mouth, and just the lighting, the coloring on that, and just the way he's just kind of laying there with the blood. Just a cool panel or cool page.
Yeah,
but it's definitely the runner-up.
So we were talking right before we started recording, and we were talking about how like the battle bag that we did was really more for the first series of Battle Beast, and that maybe we'll bring it back in the future, but we wouldn't continue it now. For those of you who don't know what it was, I would reach into my battle bag and pull out a commission of Battle Beast drawn by an artist that I had gotten previously. But then we talked about like, oh, maybe I could like just do a doodle. So I've been doodling off to the side the entire time that we've been for the first like 15 minutes of us recording. And Wyatt, can I get a roar?
I accidentally hit it a second ago, but
all right, this is my doodle.
Oh, look at that.
That's your
great little. It's a great little like Battle Beast in Rick and Morty style, you know?
Yeah.
He looks pretty shocked, like he walked in on Solaka.
Like he walked in on Solaka.
Yeah. Like, whoa, buddy.
Well, if you want to see more doodles, all of our season 4 episode breakdowns have doodles by us for each episode. So yeah, check those out. Check out all the things we've got going on with our 10th anniversary, with Invincible March, going into Invincible April. We've got so much. Email us. Let us know what you thought of this issue. Not just that panel, the whole issue. Everything coming up with Battle Beast, everything going on with the Invincible animated series with season 4. Hope you're watching Meanwhile in Midnight City and everything else we got going on. Email us at theinvinciblepodcast@gmail.com. Hit us up online wherever you find us. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you all for watching. We will see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye. Kick it.
Kick it.
Kick it. Sorry, I had to get the right. Oh, you went to bop it.
Bop it.
Twist it.
Can't say twist it. Can't say twist it anymore.
Why not?
Because
page 2.
It's page 2.
No, that's like unroll it.
like a fruit roll up.
Yeah. It's like a
whatever. Well, you know what? We can't ever have happy birthdays anymore or New Year's or anything celebratory where you do the little blow thing and it
no.
Because that's exactly what it is.